Hello, my name is Stephen Mayu, and in this video series I'm going to show you how to build a RESTful API using Node.js and Express. Okay, so in the last video I showed you the basic architecture and the files and the directories generated with this boilerplate code generator. And I mentioned that there were some npm packages that were not necessary for this project that were included in the boilerplate. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Let's remove those packages since we're not going to need them. So we don't need body parser. We don't need cookie parser. We'll keep debug since that's important. We'll keep express and Jade and Morgan, and we'll get rid of serve favicon. So let's take care of that. Oops. Let's take care of that. Let's go to our terminal, and I'm just going to Control C to stop the server. And I'm going to type npm uninstall, and then I'm going to write -- save. And I'm doing this so that it will automatically update my package.json and remove that from the dependencies. It works the same way with npm install. If you do -- save, it just updates the package.json. Always a really good idea to include this flag -- save when you're installing or uninstalling npm packages. All right, so there's 3, maybe 4 packages we need to uninstall: body parser, cookie parser, and serve favicon. Okay, so just 3 of them. So body parser, cookie parser, and serve favicon. Oops, favicon. All right, run that. Okay, cool. So it removed all of those things and also the dependencies for those modules. And if we go back to the project package.json, you can see it has been updated for us, and no longer they work. Okay, so what happens if we run our server again, npm start? Well, okay, we get our first stack trace. This is a stack trace. Okay, we get some big nasty errors, and here's one of the errors: cannot find module serve -favicon. Okay, and yeah, you can be certain that we're getting these errors because we uninstalled it from the package list, but we need to remove it from our app.js file. So so this we don't need, and the cookie and body parser we don't need, so get rid of that. Let's see here. We need this. We need this. Okay, anything with the cookie and the body parser, get rid of. And this thing for the favicon, we don't need that, so get rid of that as well. Okay, and I think that's it. All right, so let's save it and let's run the server again. This time it should work. And let's see, sure enough, okay, not getting any errors. Most of the time when you get a nasty error like that, it's probably because you forgot to save the file, or you didn't update your package.json, or it just can't find a module. So always, keep an eye out for, typos and stuff like that, because that can really trip you up. Okay, so we removed the unnecessary modules. We just don't need them for this project, and we updated our app.js. That's a good time right now. I'm just going to put a commit here. So git add, git commit. Oops, I'm in the wrong directory here. How about this one? All right, so git add, git commit, remove modules. Okay, cool. So I'm going to show you the views first. This error, basically this error, this is what displays the errors on the web page, and we're not going to touch that. But I want to show you the layout and then the index. So the layout, and this kind of looks funky. It's basically a very concise way to write HTML. So we got our doc type, and you notice there's no brackets or anything like that. So you just use indentation, which is pretty cool. We got an HTML tag right here. We got our header right there, and then our body. And you can tell right here that okay, we got a title, and then we got a link to our style sheet, and then our body, and then it says block content. Block content. So basically, this is some reusable code that will exist for all of our views. Okay, and then block content is where we can drop in other views. In this case, index.jade. So you see it says extends layout right here. Well, yeah, it's basically just copying all of that, and when we write extends layout, boom, it just pastes, it goes right into there. And then, we had to write block content, and that's where, this index.jade, that's where this would, fit in right here. So all of this that you see right here, this would go under the body tag of our layout. And in our block content, we got a header, h1 title, and then a p tag, a paragraph tag, welcome to title. So what is this thing, this title? Where is that coming from? Well, that's coming from our index root. So let's take a look at that. We'll go to roots, and we'll go to index.js. Okay, so we're requiring express again, and then we're instantiating this router object. And we're making this available through module.exports, and because we're using it right here, so we got to make it available with the router. So anyway, this is how we create and handle requests. So we do router.get, and this is the directory, the home directory or the root directory. All right, and it takes a callback function, and it takes 3 arguments: request, response, and next. And we don't really need next for this, so we can get rid of that, or you can keep it. And the response, if we make a request to this directory, the response is going to render the index view. So it's going to look in the views directory, and it's going to find index.jade, and it's going to spit that out, okay, to us. And then this is where the title comes from. The title comes from, this object right here. So we can pass along information and data to our views when we render them using just passing in an object. So title right here, and we can even do another one. Let's say like name, and we'll say Steven. Okay, and so now if we go to Jade, all right, I can include the information, the variables from this route right here by just calling it. If we're only going to use the data and nothing else, we can just put the element tag with an equal sign and then the name of that variable. So in this case, title. But if we want to write more text and just concatenate some data to it, then we have to use this hash and bracket sort of notation. So let's see that in action. I'm going to replace it. I'm going to put name. Okay, welcome to, and then let's see. Actually, let's change this back to title. All right, and let's see, welcome to, and then the name, as you recall, is my name, Steven. So welcome to, and we'll write this. Welcome to name. And then that should be quite interesting. Let's save all of these files. All right, I'm doing save all. And what we should get the title, and then now we should get welcome to Steven's title, whatever that title was. Okay, so anytime we make changes to a JavaScript file, we have to stop the server by Control-C and restart it. And if we go back to the web page and refresh, would you look at that? Express. Welcome to Steven's Express. All right, and we can change this to do anything that we want. You know, I can put it up here. Anytime that you change a JavaScript file, you'll have to restart the server. But if you just change a Jade file, you don't have to do that. You just save it, and then you can just go ahead and refresh it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So anyway, these variables, name and then name and like title right here, it's coming from this object. So we're getting a request to the root, and then we're going to render the index view, and then we're going to pass it any information if we want to. So in this case, title and then name, and then I'm just accessing it here. If you're only going to use the information like the variable and nothing else, you can just do an equal sign and then the name. Otherwise, you have to concatenate it with this hash and the brackets right there. Okay, so that's how we handle views, and that's how we send information to views, and that's how roots work. In the next video, I'm just going to remove the unnecessary roots that we don't need, and then finally we will start doing some coding for this project. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.